My name is Daryl Guyton, past board chair, and currently the co-chair of the YMCA's capital campaign for the development of a YMCA in the south part of our county. Many of you are aware that we have been working hard over the past several years to determine the specific needs of the community and how the YMCA can address those voids and gaps in services that exist. Our research has determined that a full-service Y, similar to the one you're in today, is needed. Though it may not look the same, the new facility will include many of the same features. They include an aquatic center with a competitive lap pool and a family recreational pool, a wellness center, a gymnasium, a child and family development center, an indoor running and walking track, group exercise studios, community rooms, and outdoor athletic fields. YMCA volunteers have been successful in launching a public capital campaign and identifying partnership opportunities which will maximize all of our resources. I am excited about the progress that has been made and the future possibilities. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce County Executive Jan Gardner.
Good morning, everyone. It's a beautiful day here in Frederick County today. As noted, I am Frederick County Executive Jan Gardner, and I'm pleased to be here today and to join representatives from the YMCA, Frederick County Public Schools, and other community organizations and community leaders to share with you another exciting example of how Frederick County community comes together to find creative solutions to community challenges. If you talk to any parent who is a parent of a competitive swimmer, you'll quickly learn that scheduling practice time or swim meet time at any swim pool around the county is a great challenge. With so many youth and so few pools in the county, practices often start as early as 5 a.m. in the morning. And I know this from personal experience when my son, who's been out of school for a long time, was a competitive swimmer, and we would go to swim practices at 5 a.m. in the morning. And he swam year-round in a competitive swim league. And we have a number of competitive swim leagues in the county, including FAST, the Frederick Area Swim Team. And they currently also practice at one of our 3 high schools in the county that have a swimming pool. And right now we've had pools at Middletown, Walkersville, and Frederick High School. Those same pools are used by all 10 Frederick County Public School swim and diving teams. And they're also used by Frederick County Park and Recreation for swim classes. There's definitely a greater demand for pool time in the county than there is pool capacity. And so we collectively face a challenge on how to meet that demand. And that challenge is going to grow even bigger when we no longer have access to a pool at Frederick High School. All 10 high school teams will then share just 2 pools, the pools at Middletown and Walkersville. While the new Frederick High School is absolutely stunning and absolutely beautiful and will open this fall, a pool was not included in it, and that decision was made prior to my term as county executive, and a lot of that was about for financial reasons. So when the YMCA announced plans to build a new facility in the South County, an opportunity presented itself to take advantage of securing some pool time for our students, for our high school swim teams, and for the general public. After much discussion, I'm pleased to say that I've signed an agreement, or an MOU, which is a Memorandum of Understanding, with the Y that will provide more pool time for high school swim teams, for competitive swim leagues, and for the general public at the Aquatic Center at the proposed South County YMCA. Under the terms of the Memorandum of Understanding, the county will set aside $600,000 a year for 6 years in our capital budget, beginning in fiscal year 2012. And this will be used towards an enhanced aquatic center at the YMCA South County facility. Once the YMCA has finished their capital campaign and raised the money to advance the entire project, the county funds that have accumulated in an escrow account will be paid out as reimbursement for qualified expenses. So the way this is set up does protect taxpayers, which is something I always try to do. The YMCA will also be responsible for the ongoing operating expenses for the Aquatic Center. In exchange for the county's support, the YMCA has agreed to add more lanes to the main pool, expand the smaller pool used by families in swim classes, and include spectator seating and more parking, among some other features. They also agreed to allow citizens who are not members of the Y to use the pool during certain specified hours. This agreement is good for the next 20 years, and it can be extended for up to another 10 years. Discounted rates have been established for school swim teams, local swim clubs, and members of the public who want to use the pool. So this is a good partnership, and Frederick County is all about partnerships, and it's all about taking advantage of our opportunities. This does leverage our resources, it protects the public investment, and it fills a community need that we have for our schools and the general public to have more pool time. The YMCA is the largest pool management company in the nation. They operate a lot of pools across the country, and they know how to do it, and they know how to do it economically. And certainly that's something the Frederick County Public Schools was not really interested in doing, operating pools. So the county and the school system are not experts in operating pools. You may note even broader in the community, the YMCA operates the public pool for the town of Brunswick because, again, this is the expertise of the YMCA. So it's my expectation that a new swim pool at the South County YMCA will create potentially some more capacity here and create some opportunities for some use here in the city of Frederick as well for students and people in our community. The Aquatic Center is only one piece of the YMCA's $15 million South County facility, and it is the only portion of the project that will benefit from the county funding. Our agreement with the Y will alleviate a lot of scheduling issues for Frederick County Public Schools and increase the general public access to pools, making it a smart partnership that provides services to the public. It's an example of good government, and it's an example of government working with our community partners to solve a problem and fill a need. So I want to thank all of our partners. I know some of them are going to speak when I'm done, but I do want to thank my staff, particularly my CAO, Paul Dial, and Jeremy Courtwright, who's the Director of Park and Recreations, and Bob Hicks, who's here representing Parks and Recs. I look forward to continuing to work with the YMCA President and CEO, Chris Koval, as this project moves forward, and with all of our community partners who support this project, including our school system, our hospital, and many others. We really look forward to the new YMCA in the south part of the county, and I'm very pleased that county government can be part of the project and that we can expand swim opportunities for our students and for the public in general. I do think that it's important to recognize that when we're in high school and we're participating in sports, you know, we would never think of building a high school without a football team. But when you're 50 years old or a little older, you might still be out there swimming, or you might be golfing, but you're not likely playing football. So swimming is a lifetime sport and a lifetime healthy activity. So I think it's important that we encourage swimming and access to pools in our community. And they are very expensive for government to own and operate. So this is really a great opportunity. I'm glad we're able to participate in the project, and I look forward to the project being completed. Thank you.
I'm Chris Koval, CEO for the YMCA. I just wanted to take a moment to personally thank Jan for her comments, for her leadership, and for the ability to work with her staff team. The conversations have been going on for almost 2 years, and it's been a wonderful experience, and working with folks behind the scenes and pulling this all together. And this is a great announcement, I think, for Frederick County, and I am very blessed to be here and be able to be a part of this today. At this time, I'd like to call on Brad Young, President of the Board of Education, to come forward and make a few comments.
Good morning. First off, I wanted to extend the regrets of our Superintendent, Dr. Alban. About 3 months ago, we scheduled a meeting with our external auditors, and one of us had to be there, and she drew the short straw, so you get to have me instead. So I do want to extend some remarks on behalf of the school system, and first off, thanks to County Executive Gardner, to Chris Koval, and to Parks and Rec and the school system. I will acknowledge we have Mr. Kevin Kindra here, our Director of Athletics, and Mr. Paul Lebo, our new Chief Operating Officer for the school system. This truly was a partnership. And about 2 years ago, I was serving as the BOE rep on Parks and Rec Commission. And I remember the first meeting when this was brought to Parks and Rec to say, we're thinking about doing this down in Urbana. And it was about the same time that we had been going through the process of getting ready to build the new Frederick High School. And as everybody knows, in the last 10 years, we've had some pretty tough economic times. Our budget wasn't growing. Our operating budget, capital dollars were tight. We were looking at quite a few new projects that we needed to put into line, and there simply was not funds to put a new swimming pool at the new Frederick High as much as we would like to. Back in the 70s and maybe even early 80s, the state would fund pools at high schools. They stopped doing that, and it made it pretty much, if we wanted to do that, it fell totally on the school system in the county. As County Executive Gardner said, we are not the probably best pool operators in the country. It is something that, again, we think is critical for our students, having the swim team opportunities for them, having the opportunities in Walkersville to provide lifeguarding training, and also to be able to provide space for the community to swim is important. So the whole project of the South County Y working together with Parks and Rec and working with school system came together. And again, it was an outstanding partnership, and then bringing the community into it. And we have a lot of representatives here today from the community who have participated, who are contributing, and helped make this project happen. We have 10 high schools, and as was said, as of the end of this school year, the pool at Frederick High will be closing. The new Frederick High School will be opening after Labor Day. This coming fall, it will be a beautiful, gorgeous school, but that means the demolition of the old school will start taking place this summer. And so it's going to be very challenging for us to have 10 swim teams practice and compete in 2 pools. So this new partnership will make that much easier for us to manage. Personally, I'd love to see at some point the Y be able to take over our pools. We'll see if that can happen because it is a very expensive thing. And as we've tried to focus these last 5 years, we have to spend every dollar we have making sure our students get a first-class education. And any dollar that's diverted from that mission hurts that cause. And so again, we think it's important that we focus that. We've been blessed these past couple years to have good increases from our county. Last week, the county approved a budget which increases our funding by over $10 million. It helps us to, on the operational side, make sure that we're competitive in what we're paying our teachers and our staff so that we're not losing teachers to other counties, and that we're recruiting the best and brightest teachers for our students. That being said, on the capital side, we've been challenged. As everybody knows, we have several areas of the county that have grown quite a bit, Urbana being one of them, the other being the west end of Frederick. So at the completion this fall of Frederick High, you might have seen out on Butterfly Lane, the bulldozers have been moving dirt. We're building the new Butterfly Ridge Elementary School to help over crowded schools such as Hillcrest, Waverly, and Orchard Grove. We also will be starting the construction of a new elementary school down in Urbana, which will be right next to the county park. As soon as that's complete, we'll move students from the current Urbana Elementary into it and then tear that building down and build a new building there. So those 2 projects are both in the pipeline and moving. And so our capital budget has been extremely pressured. The county's budget has been extremely pressured, and so we're glad that the county has been able to find the capital dollars to help the Y, which also helps Frederick County Public Schools and our students. So we thank the county for that effort. We thank the Y for working with us in Parks and Rec, and our staff for coming together to make this work, which in the end is a benefit not only for our students, but for all of Frederick County. So thank you.
Again, if you're a fan of partnerships and sharing resources and being good stewards of financial, economic efficiencies. The county is one example, and the school district is another of how we're going to move this project forward. In addition to that, as one of the leading healthcare providers in the community, the YMCA, and everything that we do with all of our programs, we've been in conversations with the hospital, and today we also have Don Schilling is going to come forward in here and give a couple comments about the relationship that we have with FMH and what we hope to do together as well, potentially to serve all of those individuals in the county. Don?
Okay, it's my honor to be here this morning representing the Frederick Regional Health System. I would like to pass along the regrets of Tom Kleinhansel, our president and CEO of the healthcare system, who was unable to be here today due to a prior commitment that he was unable to change. He would pass along his congratulations as a prior board member. He's excited about this day. Congratulations to Chris and her management team, the board of directors of the YMCA, county under Jan's leadership, and the Board of Education for taking this historical step forward and moving this project to vision that it's always had for the south end of our county. As Vice President of Ambulatory Services for the system, we are constantly looking for ways to improve the health and well-being of the county community. And this has created an alignment stronger than it's ever been with the YMCA. Our missions are creeping very close together, both very focused on health and well-being. This project is something that we've been in discussions to date with the Y on how we can better collaborate around programming and facility usage. And this project, I think, will set us into a new stage of cooperation, but potentially even a tighter partnership than we've ever dreamed of in the past. So we're very excited about this day and this project coming to fruition. Thank you.
The last individual that I'm going to invite to come up here this morning to give some remarks from our community support perspective is none other than Tom Natelli. We wouldn't be in a position today to even talk about this program and this project without the generosity of the Natelli communities. Many of you are aware that the land was gifted to the Y back in the end of 2007, early 2008, and we found ourselves in a position to move forward with this project, and because of the generosity. And so I've asked Tom if he would be willing to come up and make a couple comments regarding this project. Thank you.
Good morning, and thanks, Chris. You know, when we made the decision to donate the property, it was 2006, 2007. And we could foresee a need, you know, over time for the services and amenities that, you know, the Y could deliver to the community. Of course, we didn't anticipate what happened in 2008 when we had the really serious recession that we all lived through. And so, you know, we had started the planning back then and then set all of that aside for a number of years. And really, Chris coming to this market and taking charge was the, you know, the real instigation for what we have before us today. She's put so much energy into making this happen and bringing this vision to life. And my hat's off to you for what you've done. And other people like Daryl and Charlie Seymour have worked tirelessly to try to make this happen. It's really heartwarming for me to see the community coming together for County Executive Gardner to work to find a way to make the investment in this a benefit for everybody in the county and for Brad and the school system and to also partner. So really excited for us. I can't wait for the ribbon cutting, but you know, it's something that we've been anticipating for a decade now. So happy to be a part of it and excited for the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. In closing, I just want to acknowledge members of the Capital Campaign Steering Committee, South County Advisory Board members, and the Metro Board members that are here in attendance today. Specifically, the Capital Campaign Steering Committee, the folks that really were behind the scenes working with the staff and other volunteers and a lot of our contractors and individuals that helped us with our assessments were Daryl Guyton, Charlie Seymour, Jim Draper, Tom Rosnick, Ryan Bowman, Carl Morris, Kim Ansamo, and Ray Specio, and Hunt Hendrickson. Those are the folks that really were behind the scenes, pulling all the pieces together and giving staff support and allowing us to have that vision, kept us motivated, and have done a phenomenal job to this point to get us to where we are today. And again, I thank you for your time, for being here this morning, allowing us to make this very important announcement to the community. We're excited about what the next steps are and the rest of the project as we move it forward. And some of us will be available here after we close to take any additional comments or answer some questions. So again, thank you for being here. We appreciate it. Have a great day.